All right, welcome back. Your time is now 12:13. We have meteorologist Damon Matson joining us for a check on the forecast. And Damon, I know it's going to be a hot one.
Yeah, you're joining me here. I had a lot of good news earlier in the week, but
yeah.
It's not looking so good toward the end here. Anything you have outdoors, folks, you definitely want to be prepared, or if anything, just limit that outdoor time because that heat and humidity is about to dial up. That view out there right now, well, it already looks plenty hot enough. Some haze hanging around in the sky out toward the Washington Monument. A pretty common view down toward the National Mall this time of year, but again, looks can be deceiving. We aren't quite to the hot temperatures we will see tomorrow. Still, though, it is ramping up a little bit here on this Thursday. We're talking about mid-80s, not just in D.C., but pretty much across the entire region. But more importantly, the temperatures won't be spiking much today, but the dew points already are. That humidity is climbing rapidly. Look at this. We have dew points mostly in the 70s right through the heart of the region from Winchester to Frederick, back down to D.C. and Manassas. Everybody else not very far off from those tropical-like dew points, and that is already starting to make it feel more like the mid-90s in a few locations. And as we progress along through the rest of the afternoon, that is going to become more of a common theme with those heat index values mid to upper 90s. So that will be the difference as compared to the last few days. Now, as a whole, our weather pattern has not changed much. That high pressure center that was keeping us so comfortable and dry, it has skirted a little bit more to the east, which is why we're seeing more of a southerly wind, that rise in humidity, but we aren't expecting to see any sort of rainfall. It will continue to stay extremely sunny and quiet throughout the day today. It won't be until later on Friday into the weekend that a front out toward the Great Lakes does start to drop in, and that will start to bring back some active weather with how hot and humid it's about to be. Now, speaking of, here we go. Later this afternoon, there you have it. Pretty much all of us will make a run into the lower 90s, at least for a couple of hours, before we do start to slowly drop back down, but it won't be much of a drop. Later on tonight, we're only expecting low temps in the 70s, so it stays warm overnight tonight before we ramp up that heat on Friday. There's a good look at it already. By 1 to 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, we're all going to be in the middle to upper 90s. Now, there are going to be some spotty showers and storms trying to develop with that front approaching. That could cap many of us off before we even have a chance to approach the triple digits with the air temperature, but it's not going to stop that humidity and that heat index. Here we are again later this afternoon by 4 or 5 o'clock. It will feel like it's in the upper 90s across the majority of the DMV, but that will pale in comparison to what we have tomorrow. Again, heat advisories are already in place for this. The feels like temperature Friday afternoon easily jumping into the triple digits across the region. We may even have some locations, D.C. over toward Manassas, up to Frederick again, approaching 107, 108 with that heat index. So we've had this already this summer, folks, but this is another sign to just be prepared to just take it easy if you can. If you're outdoors, take breaks, stay hydrated, as cool as you possibly can. This is not heat you want to mess around with, really, but this is the only day we're going to be experiencing heat index values that high. As we head into Saturday, well, that front, it drops a little bit closer into the region, and it will make a little bit of a difference. Don't get me wrong, still going to be stifling out there, but triple-digit heat index value is a little less likely because we start to bring back more rain and storms to the mix on your Saturday, but they'll be isolated at best. Sunday looks to be the most active day of the weekend, and that will bump temps back down to around 90. But hey, as we head toward next week, we're not breaking out of this summertime pattern. Temps will still be in the 90s, and there will be more storm chances on the way, more so toward the middle of next week.
Storms are